The state high school football playoffs coming up this week. This past Friday marked the last chance for some teams to stamp their ticket into the postseason, while others look to improve their playoff seeding altogether. The Brighton Bengals fell under the latter category. Despite an upset loss to Latin Academy a week prior, Brighton came into this past Friday with a chance to secure the Boston North title for the 5th year in a row, in addition to improving their seeding in the Division 7 North playoff bracket. Standing in their way were the O'Brien Tigers, who came in riding a 3-game winning streak of their own and looking to improve their own playoff seeding for this upcoming postseason. Let's head out to the O'Brien High School in Roxbury. There you see Brighton tight end DN Gerard Clark. He's already committed to Coastal Carolina, and you can see why on the very first possession of the ball game. He tips that pass, and it was intercepted by Ray Sapp. The Brighton Bengals get it inside O'Brien territory there in the first quarter. Now from the 27, check out this run. It's Eric Brown breaking 6, maybe 7 tackles on his way into the end zone. Brighton goes up 8-0 there early in the first quarter. Brighton's next possession, they throw it over to Clark, and he's going to leapfrog a defender right here. That's 6'5", 260, jumping over defenders. 41-yard run and catch for Gerard Clark, but Brighton, which drive would spill over into the second quarter. They fumble at the goal line. O'Brien recovers at the 3. But O'Brien, a couple of plays later, the snap would go off the head of the quarterback of O'Brien, Luke Maffeo. Gerard Clark catches it with one hand. Let's take a look at this one more time. Look at Gerard. One hand scoop there for the fumble recovery in the end zone. Touchdown Brighton. They're up 16-0 at the half. Third quarter. It's Jose Vargas getting the pitch off the option there. He scores or picks up 15. Then later on, it's Vargas getting the carry to the outside. He finds pay dirt for the Bengals. They go up 24-0 there in the third quarter. Bengals this time now at the 35-yard line. They run the screen to Vargas, and he takes it 35 yards for the score. We actually come up lame there as he had a cramp, so he was okay after that play, but Brighton leads 32-0. Now 32-2 in the fourth quarter. O'Brien trying to get any type of offensive possession going there as Thomas Solomon finds Anthony Francis for a 67-yard touchdown catch. That's Francis's 9th total touchdown of the season, but it was the Brighton Bengals who went on to win 32-8, and they were winners of the Boston North, the 5th season in a row. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores from the weekend. Latin Academy edges out East Boston 28-20. Johnson with 2 touchdowns for the Latin Academy Dragons. Meanwhile, West Roxbury edges out Tech Boston at Tech Boston 16-14. Emmanuel Exelholm with 2 passing touchdowns for the West Roxbury Raiders. Both those teams are postseason bound. They'll be playing each other next week. More on that in a moment. Excel out of South Boston defeats Madison Park 46-12. That helped the Excel South Boston Knights get into the postseason. Charlestown blanks Boston English 30-0. Charlestown earned a 4 seed in the postseason. We're going to see a little bit more on that in just a few. Weston takes down New Mission 46-8. Saco with 2 rushing touchdowns for the Weston Wildcats, and Randolph takes it to Jeremiah Burke 54-6 in Randolph on Friday night. And also on Friday, over the weekend, it was Boston Latin School losing to Concord Carlisle 46-8. Their quarterback there with a rushing touchdown and a field goal for the Concord Carlisle Patriots over the weekend. We mentioned the postseason coming up, and here are the seedings for the Division 7 North. And there you see about halfway down, it's Brighton taking on O'Brien. So a rematch of this week. They're playing at Daly Field in Brighton this Friday at 6:30. Latin Academy going up to Chelmsford High School to play Lowell Catholic at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We're also going to take a look at North Division 8 bracket. And there you see Charlestown and New Mission squaring off at Charlestown High School this Friday at 5 o'clock. Meanwhile, Cathedral hosts Excel High School at Cathedral. They don't have a time for that one yet. Meanwhile, Tech Boston is visiting West Roxbury at West Roxbury High School this Friday at 6 p.m. So a lot of high school football postseason action coming up this Friday and Saturday. Make sure you get to some of those games. Lots of teams from the city making the postseason this year, and unlike some years in the past, this season's playoffs are wide open, so it should be interesting to see it all as it unfolds. That's going to do it for sports this week, folks. Be sure to come right back here next week for more on Boston Neighborhood Sports.